Hi, good morning. So today I just thought I would share something that's been on my mind lately. I just came from my morning run, and I was thinking to myself, it's quite frustrating when you listen to the media out there. So, the traditional media, but also even the new media in terms of podcasters, YouTubers, TikTokers, talking about politics, finance, and a lot of these solutions are not a lot of these solutions just don't have the people of Africa in mind. you know we're not necessarily talking about solutions for South Africa, solutions for Southern Africa, solutions for our people. And we talk about decolonization, we talk about economic freedom, but we've got to start designing our own lives in a way that serves us. And some weeks ago, I was talking to an elderly person, and I was just trying to help them with their finances. They're in retirement now, and they're trying to figure out what they're going to do with their assets and things like that. And so yeah, I thought let me come up with a solution, and I'll share this solution with you guys. And hopefully we can start talking about solutions for African people, for African families, right? It's not about skin color or religion or anything like that. It's in Africa how we do things. So we have this concept of black tax, right? Where we all have a duty to look after our parents. Other societies don't necessarily have that, but most societies actually do. But we're talking about Africa, right? And so we have this thing where we sending money home and helping our parents, and we're doing those types of things. But it's sad that we think of our will and estate as these things that you need to do with a law firm over there or some company that's marketed itself, and yet we can make arrangements between us as family members, right? And there's this old, well-known tool called the sale and leaseback, and we can use that to help align our financial interests as family members. So here's what happens: somebody's in retirement, they have whatever assets they have. Some of those assets may not be income producing, a lot of them won't. It's the house they're living in, it's a car they drive. They'll have a child who's working. They could be working overseas, they could be working in the same country, and that child might be sending home money for fuel, for food, for that kind of thing, because the parent doesn't have income. And yet, the same child is going to go buy a house somewhere else, and they're going to buy a car somewhere else. And I think when the person then passes away, when the parent passes away, they then have an executor come in, the state come in, and parcel out the properties and have to go fight and all of this. And there's a lot of middlemen. So if you don't want the states to be the middleman, you're gonna have to go through lawyers and maybe set up a trust, accountants. I'm an accountant, so it's good business for us, but you don't need the middleman in that sense. We can rearrange things. So here's what I'm talking about: sale and leaseback. What if you're a parent and you have children and you have whatever little things that you have that are of value to you? You can sell those things to your children, right? And when they pay you each month, it's a payment plan for them to buy those assets. So let's start with smaller assets, right? It's a car, it's some valuables you have in the house, things that are of sentimental value to you. You can then draw up an arrangement where you say, I'm selling these things over a 20-year period, and the condition is that once I pass away, I then give it to, I need to speak into the microphone. Once you pass away, it's then handed over. The sale completes once you pass away. So while you're alive, you're leasing it from your child because the child has bought it and they're making those payments. If you pass away before the time comes, the sale goes through. If you pass away, they make the payment and they complete it, let's say in 10 years, and you're still alive, you still get to use it, right? Um, but when you pass away, that asset belongs to that child, to your adult child. It can be put into your grandchildren's name as well, right? Same with the property. If you've got some properties, you've done well for yourself, and you've got some businesses, you can sell those to your children, right? And your children can buy these, and then you can pass it on. It's a good habit to get into, to sell things to your children. So the first car your child has, you should sell it to them. Let them get on a payment plan paid over 5 years, right? It'll be a friendly loan, so they have a footing, but they pay you back. You then use that money to buy other things. Instead of them going to pay somebody else and buy a car from somebody else, they buy from you. We keep the money within the family, So the sale and leaseback option is such a simple yet effective way to make sure that we align those black tax payments that we do when we pay back to our families, right? We're sending money to our families. What are we getting in return? Those valuable assets, and we have an agreement and it's sold to us and they lease it back from us. What the sale and lease agreement helps with is the pricing, right? If your property that you have is R1 million and you want to sell it today, but you're selling it today and then leasing it for 20 years. So the actual price will be something like 500,000 because of the lease, right? So they get to buy the assets for a cheap price and you get to keep that asset, right? But the money that you're getting, your children are going to pay you anyways, right? They're going to send you money anyways for you to do your upkeep. Might as well then have that money be paying for the property, for the sale of the asset. Then you transfer these assets to your children. When you pass away, there's nothing for the state to come in and take, because as much as the executor is appointed by the High Court, there's a lot of corruption that happens there. People's estates are ravaged by these guys. Things disappear, things are priced weirdly. So when you pass away, the little that you have, you've got a little portfolio that's got a couple of 100,000, you've got a few rooms somewhere, and you've got a little salon there, that actually amounts to something, right? Especially if you sell it. And the other piece that makes this important is if somebody's paying for something, they're going to value it a lot more. So if your parent says, here's a car, and you just give you a car, you have the same care. But if they sell it to you and you own it, you're going to look after it. We value the things we for. And so it connects so many dots for our families. And I think that's something that we need to start implementing in our retirement plans, especially because of the black tax element. We are already transferring money between parents and children. Then parents need to transfer assets to children using that same system. The sale and leaseback is a mechanism that then completes that cycle, such that the money that children are sending pays for assets that are then transferred over. And all you need is an agreement in place. You do the calculations. There's AI that can help you with that. And you have this thing in place. And you transfer the property while you're still alive. Then the lease kicks in, and that lease then has continuing to enjoy the use of that property while you're alive. But when you pass away, the child just takes it. There's no need for the executor to be involved, right? So these are just some ideas. I think we need to start thinking about solutions and talking about solutions that we can implement within our households, within our businesses, that connect the dots for what we are already doing. Instead of asking people to change and become westernized or whatever, we are already doing this. This is already part of our culture. How do we leverage that to get the state out of it, to get accountants like me out of this thing, so that the money, the little money that you have, can be transferred from generation to generation? Because if we start looking at things generationally instead of years and periods, generationally, so we're saying I've amassed 200,000 in my lifetime, right? That's what I have in assets. If I'm able to transfer that successfully to my child and they grow it to 400,000, my grandchild has a great start. They're starting with something that's worth 400,000. It's something. Guess what that grandchild will do? They'll do wonders and break barriers for the continent, right? For our society. So, I just think it's Simple thing that is well known in the business world, but I don't think we're using it in our families. And, we just need to find solutions to close those gaps. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think. This is just an idea that I had that I thought, let me share with some people and see if anybody understands it. I need to go for a shower now. I've been running quite consistently now for 14 weeks. I'll talk about my running journey sometime. But I hope you guys have a great morning and let's go out there and get it done.